Hi, my name is Dr. Kenda Knowles. I'm a Senior Research Associate at Rhodes University. My position is funded by SARAO within the Center for Radio Astronomy Techniques and Technologies. So my main research focus at Rhodes is in radio astronomy, specifically extragalactic radio astronomy, with my key focus is in galaxy clusters and understanding the physics of the environment, what's happening with all the constituent parts, so the galaxies, the gas, the magnetic fields, and understanding how all of that works together to match the observations that we see. So as a senior research fellow at Rhodes, I am mostly responsible for doing research and for the training of postgraduate students. And then I'm also currently the chair of the SARAO Users Committee and also the chair of the conference committee where we organize the annual Student Bursary Conference. So the really cool thing about my position at Rhodes University is that the group that I work in has historically been very technically minded, where they're in fact international leaders in taking raw radio data and taking it through that computational path to science-ready products. And my post was created to start developing that science aspect. And what's really cool is that I'm an alumnus of the Human Capital Develop program through SARAO. And with SARAO funding this faculty level post, it's a real, sort of solid connection. So one of the things I love with being associated with SARAO is obviously access to the amazing MeerKAT data. But it's a lot of work to get science out of the data, and one of the big parts of being able to produce world-beating science is collaborations. And I love the fact that SARAO has a very collaborative mindset, as well as most of the research departments within South Africa. So the MeerKAT radio telescope is quite famous now worldwide. It's produced a lot of world-leading science results. The one that people might be most familiar with is the galactic center mosaic, the stunning image of the center of our galaxy, where we were able to see things in a lot more detail than before and has created a lot of questions, which we're all having fun trying to answer. In terms of the science that I do, I mostly work on galaxy clusters, and I helped lead the MeerKAT Galaxy Cluster Legacy Survey, which was an observatory program where we looked at over 100 clusters, and they range from galaxy cluster stuff as well as things elsewhere in the field. Some of the highlights are some results from machine learning adaptations of trying to find the weird and wobblies. And then also with people from external to South Africa using the data, they've found structure in something we call diffuse emission, which is essentially fuzzy blobs in the cluster environments. But with the resolution and the sensitivity of MeerKAT, they've been able to see structure in certain types of these systems that no one's ever known of before. So eventually MeerKAT is going to be absorbed into SKA Mid, but in the interim, MeerKAT is producing a wealth of data every year, and it's all sitting on an archive which is publicly accessible. The science that we can still get out of MeerKAT in this pre-SKA era is incredibly exciting, and I can't wait for me personally, to do more cluster stuff with it for statistical samples. But there's a lot of work being done on going back to the archive with new techniques and new ways of looking at data, and we're starting to pull out some really interesting discoveries. So I think there's a great wealth of information to be found if we just go looking. And if you'd like to get access to archival MeerKAT data, please get in touch with us or anyone at SARAO so that you can learn more about our archival facilities. So for those of you who are joining us from elsewhere in the world or elsewhere in Africa, a huge welcome, both in terms of the astronomy conference, but also to South Africa. We hope that you can have a wonderful experience and see what diversity and beauty this country has to offer. To the astronomers in particular, as I've mentioned, South Africa is incredibly collaborative. We would love to work with you, and we're quite excited to hear what work you guys are doing elsewhere.